So it's my pleasure to introduce Lia Purpura. She is, most of you probably know her. I think a lot of you come to see her read today. She's one of my favorite poets and someone who many years ago I was fortunate to publish in Smartish Pace, and she did a reading for us, but we both can't remember where or when. I think it was at the Walters Art Museum like 50 years ago or something. Anyways, it's great to have, I'm so excited to have her reading again for us because it's been a little while and this is fantastic. Lia is the author of 9 books of essays, poems, and translations. Her work has been, her most recent work of essays before this, her new one is On Looking, and it was a finalist for the National Book Critics Circle Award. She has also been awarded a Guggenheim, an NEA, a Fulbright Fellowship. She's also had 5 of her works as selected for the Pushcart Prize. I think I saw the anthology right here. There it is. Right there. Right there. It's been in that big volume there 5 times, which is amazing. Like once is remarkable. So 5 times in the Pushcart Prize. Her work has appeared in many wonderful magazines, including The New Yorker, Smartish Pace, The Paris Review. She is a writer in residence at UMBC. And of course, she lives here in Baltimore. She has taught at the Rainier Writing Workshops MFA program. She's also taught at the Breadloaf Writers Conference and at the University of Iowa's Nonfiction MFA program. Her newest collection of poems is available for sale here today. It is called It Shouldn't Have Been Beautiful. And her latest collection of essays is All the Fierce Tethers. Please welcome Lia Purpura.
Thank you all for coming out. I'm so happy to be among people, but better than that, friends, family, students, former students, and it's just so still post-COVID, and I'm just so happy to be out among the socks. I've been reading the socks behind you. I want to thank Stephen and Clare for running one of the best series in Baltimore, and I want to thank also Emma Snyder, the heart and mind behind Bird in Hand and the Ivy, an amazing literary citizen and just beam of joy and light for readers and writers in Baltimore. So thank you for sustaining us. So I've read with Tanya before, and I love reading with her for so many reasons. I guess the latest one was when she read that pig poem. I don't know if you noticed the sort of surround sense of probably bacon that was wafting out as she read. But I am moved and amazed by her work in general and this new work especially. So I'm honored to be with you, Tanya. So my poems are wildly different than Tanya's. They're not narrative. They're short and sort of denser and lean more toward towards almost the riddle or the koan. They're sort of intense, like espresso or mercury. So no stories. You have to sort of move your head away from the stories, I think. I'm going to read a few poems from the book. It Shouldn't Have Been Beautiful. And then I'm going to read some new poems, which is always scary. So this one is called Sunday. Signs come for what I don't know. to be one in a vastness without meaning, except for making something of it, except for it being a conversation I'm not holding alone. So that's a thank you for coming out on Sunday, being here in conversation with us. You don't have to clap after every poem if you don't want to, because there are going to be a lot of them. Not a whole lot, don't worry. So this one is lines. I count on lines drawn, the air of not saying too much. Even the unsaid as glance helps things not go too far, too fast. The cost of overabundance is steep. Lines make you mind what you want to keep. There were a lot of bird poems sort of queued up here. I sort of pared them back because it would have been just very Audubon otherwise. But this is Red Bird and Snow. You can choose to stop short or have it not matter, not weigh the brightness, not hold very still and be known to yourself again. A thing fills with exactly the radiance you accorded. Tropism. Plants are very slow. You have to slow way down to observe a plant's decisions. Networks, rhizomatics that look so like our will, intention. Then there's the question of consciousness. No central brain, though adaptations like go around the rock, share, unify, tide others over during dry spells. Or what else to call it? Intelligence? Thinking? This way of being not paralyzed by the problem at hand. I have a lot of respect for plants and trees. So this one is called Uncertainty. It's not a place, but I'm grateful to be in it, where endings and known things complicate. And I, the judge I know myself to be, go to review the very heavy declarations I so often lay down like law. It's not a place at all. I just practice there, assemble some beliefs, disturb others, and put the extras into a pile for mosaics, one of my big projects for the future. And I'm going to move on to just a few new poems. And then I'm going to end with a little story. Okay. So I wouldn't call these COVID poems. But they happened during COVID, and so, it's impossible to, ignore the ground from which these, any poem springs and where it's fertilized. So it's interesting to kind of come back to those poems. They need to get out into the world. And the sort of internal nature of COVID has made it a little bit harder to get them out into the world. So this is their sort of debut. It's a very interesting phenomenon what COVID has done to art and to people's practice. So I'm very aware of that. This is called To the Cardinals, an Apology. I remember the little silver key we twisted in its thimble of wood to call the cardinals down. And by what means is some hand now replicating the sound of me, with no idea of what was said or what to do when I respond? I always felt like bird calls, this is the just frame, I guess. I always felt like bird calls were sort of unfair. You were saying something, but what? And maybe it was upsetting or the wrong thing, and I couldn't understand the response. It just seems wrong. It's like fake throwing a ball for a dog. Okay, just don't do that. Not nice. Okay. This is called November Walk. I work. No, something works a shape in me. Out of noise, not yet free, not yet speech. It bends at once toward everything unmet and what has been. Calls to me to finish, no, to furnish it. Turns and greenly messages something spare, something more. And settling in a weedy place makes of me a listener. So I live near Loyola University in a little village called Rainier, Winston. And as I walk through the campus, I sort of follow the mowing schedules. It's very pastoral of me. And one of the things that was great during COVID was just seeing the university make the decision not to mow so aggressively and to let things grow and move and take different shapes and forms and sort of, meadow-wise. So this is Virus Alters University Mowing Schedule. A prayer. Let it not be overgrown and milkweed budding, not a lapse. Let this moment breach, no break, respectability. So neat, not be the look of fields. In time, the eye will learn to knead coneflower overbent with bees, yellow at the heart of red, tendering, feeding, in all the ways green behaves if left unedged. So I think as we all did, that we registered that phrase opening up a lot in the last few years, right? It's an interesting and like multivalent kind of phrase. And I realized this particular poem, which is called On Opening Up, is really pushing against the sort of politicized assertions of optimism we heard early on, like, oh, we'll be finished with this by April, by Easter, by March, by the end of summer, we'll all be good. Right? So, on opening up, boulders won't part or a lever be thrown, a stark line drawn between now and then, and doors not swaying wide after months of shut tight. For a shift to be slow, Light has to breathe through a late hour and arrive at a cusp. Then, stepping out, everything's different. So much went untended. Surface nicks deepen into scored spots. Paths brambled over. So many places are no longer visitable. Didn't it rain? Didn't it rain hard and all morning? Didn't the sun come, the air sweeten? Didn't it cool? Wasn't it green and the dead a help, upright, present? Wasn't it loud with birds, the azaleas so white, almost pink before falling? Didn't the sirens upset the dogs? Don't we return? Jonquils unfurled their yellow hearts. Didn't we pause? Weren't we meant to? And just one more. And there's a story attached to this one. Time. Having only a little means you take what you've got, or because it's not worth enough, you don't. Like not picking up a penny because it's only a little luck. So, so that poem came around and found me in a really interesting way. Do you remember the city paper? Any of you? City paper, which I miss almost as much as Value Village in the room. Yeah, right? That was tragic. So, a friend called, this was in maybe 2016, March or so. A friend called and said, do you have city paper in your house? I said, yeah, I do. She said, well, do you read the astrology section? Which was Rob Resnick, right? Free astrology. I said, I always read it. She said, have you read it yet? I said, no, I haven't read it yet. I said, go read it. This is Rob Resnick's Free Will Astrology for March 2016. In her poem Time, Piscean poet Lia Purpura wonders about not picking up a penny because it's only a little luck. Presumably, she's referring to a moment when you're walking down the street and you spy an almost but not quite worthless coin lying on the concrete. She theorizes that you may just leave it there. It adds next to nothing to your wealth, right? Which suggests that it also doesn't have much value as a symbol of good fortune. But I urge you to reject this line of thought in the coming weeks, Pisces, that's me. In my astrological opinion, you'll be wise to capitalize on the smallest opportunities. There will be plenty of them, and they will add up. So, I just love that. And I thought, wow, what is that? Is that my poem? Did my poem create my astrological telling for that moment? What just happened there? I wasn't sure, but I bring that to you as evidence that when you put your stuff out in the world, it does come back to you in very unexpected ways. So, thank you all for coming. I look forward to hearing the rest of your read.